Now someone will object to what has been said. For no light reaching the sight can raise the sight to see those things which exceed the natural capacity of bodily sight. For the sight cannot see except in color. But the divine substance exceeds all the capacity of the created intellect, even more than the intellect exceeds the capacity of the senses. Therefore, by no supervening light can the created intellect be raised to see the divine substance. In addition, that light which is received in the created intellect is something created, and therefore he himself is infinitely distant from God. The created intellect cannot therefore be raised to the vision of the divine substance by this kind of light. Again, if indeed the aforesaid light can do this because it is a similitude of the divine substance, since every intellectual substance, from this very fact that it is intellectual, bears a divine similitude, the very nature of any intellectual substance will be sufficient for divine vision. Still, if that light was created, but nothing prevents that which is created from being connatural to any created thing. Some intellect may have been created which will see the divine substance in its connatural light, the contrary of which has been shown. Further, the infinite as such is unknown. But it was shown in the first place that God is infinite. Therefore, the divine substance cannot be seen through the foretold light. Still, there must be a proportion of the intelligent to the thing understood. Now there is no proportion of the created intellect, even in the light aforesaid perfected, to the divine substance, since there still remains an infinite distance. Therefore, the created intellect cannot be raised to see the divine substance by any light. But from these and similar reasons, some have been moved to postulate that the divine substance never seems to have been created by any intellect. This position also takes away the true happiness of the rational creature, which can only be in the vision of the divine substance, as has been shown, and it contradicts the authority of the Holy Scriptures, as is evident from the foregoing. Hence, it must be rejected as false and heretical. It is not difficult to solve the aforementioned reasons. For the divine substance is not so much beyond the faculty of the created intellect as if it were something entirely foreign to it, as sound is from sight, or immaterial substance from the sense. For the divine substance is first intelligible and the principle of all intellectual knowledge. But it is beyond the faculty of the created intellect, as if it transcends his power, like the excellence of the sensible is beyond the faculty of the senses. Hence the philosopher in Metaphysics 2 says that our understanding is related to the most obvious things, as the eye of the night is to the light of the sun. Therefore, the created intellect needs to be strengthened by some divine light in order to be able to see the divine essence, by which the first account is settled. And this kind of light exalts the created understanding to the vision of God, not because of its distance from the divine substance, but because of the power which God assigns to such an effect, although according to its own being, it is infinitely distant from God, as the second reason proposed. For this light does not unite the created understanding to God according to being, but only according to understanding. But since it is proper to God himself to know his substance perfectly, the aforesaid light is a similitude of God insofar as it leads to the seeing of God's substance. But in this way no intellectual substance can be the likeness of God. For since the simplicity of no created substance is equal to that of the divine, it is impossible that a created substance should have all its perfection in the same. For this is the property of God, as was shown in the first, who is according to the same being, intelligent and blessed. There must therefore be something else in the created intellectual substance, the light by which the divine vision is blessed, and any other light by which it is completed in the species of its nature, and understands in proportion to its substance. From this, the solution of the third reason is clear. But the fourth is solved by the fact that the vision of the divine substance exceeds all natural power, as has been shown. Hence, the light by which the created intellect is perfected for the vision of the divine substance must be supernatural. But the fact that God is said to be infinite cannot prevent the vision of the divine substance, as the fifth reason proposed. For infinity is not said to be private like quantity, for this kind of infinity is reasonably unknown, because it is like matter lacking form, which is the principle of knowledge. But the infinite is said negatively, as if the form subsisting by itself is not limited by the receiving matter. Hence what is thus infinite is most knowable in itself. Now the proportion of the created intellect is indeed to understand God, not according to a commensuration with some existing proportion, but according to the proportion signifying any relation of one to another, as matter to form, or cause to effect. Thus, nothing prevents the creature from being in proportion to God, according to the relation of the intelligent to the understanding, just as also according to the relation of the effect to the cause. Hence, the solution of the sixth objection is clear.